everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Musical Chairs of Massachusetts. As always, we are coming at you from the chair city of Gardner, Mass. I am joined today not by my normal co-host, Christopher, but a great friend of the show, no other than, who are you? Who is it? Seth Newton.
I'm back.
He's back.
The Black Rose is back. Yes.
Yes.
I had the honor today to fill in for Chris Guerra again. So, Chris, your loss, my gain. This is awesome. I always have a blast doing this, and today was no exception. What an amazing, fun show.
Yeah, and I mean, this was definitely a more unconventional show. We've never, first of all, even with Chris and I together, we have never really gone on location before. So the fact that this is another studio first, and unfortunately Chris won't be here for, it was definitely a fun experience for sure.
So much fun, these guys. I mean, for me, so it's like, if you know anything about me, I used to be in bands before I did the solo thing. So being around these guys was just, for me, kind of brought that like fun, like it's like a brotherhood, you know. It's like they very much have that like brotherly like love, like
right?
That brother, like give each other a hard time and razz each other.
The banter.
Oh my gosh, these guys are hilarious.
Does it make you miss it?
Sometimes, but I mean, the solo thing's so great. But I mean, yeah, if you're looking to see what being in a band should be like, watching this episode or listening to this episode should inspire you to, or give you an insight into how much fun being in a band can be.
Yeah,
for sure.
I know, it makes me want to be in a band, honestly, because just the amount of fun that they have and just their vibe and their energy and just how well that, you know, they interact with each other. Like they're their own little family for sure. Yeah. And their energy, they just feed off of each other, and it's amazing. They just have so much fun. Yeah,
their own little tribe. Yeah, you're really in for a fun show this time, whether you're watching or listening. But I gotta say, you really are doing yourself a disservice if you don't go and watch the videos, because man, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
you're gonna laugh really hard.
Yeah, you can definitely tell for sure. The lead singer of this band, he's in marketing. That's his actual full-time job. So you can tell he's just such a creative person, and he put a lot of thought and creativity into his presence in this one. So yeah, I think everyone's in for a real treat for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right, Seth, what do you think? We should fuck around and find out, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we are also featured in this performance too, which was a fun little what do we feel like? We felt like it was like SNL.
Yeah, so
we felt like the intro was a little bit like that.
Yeah, so if you go onto our Facebook page, we weren't able to go live like we usually do, because there's no Wi-Fi up here and there's terrible cell signal in this building. It's an old mill building, so we ended up having to record one song that we then uploaded as our teaser for the day. But yeah, we totally turned it into like an SNL announcing the band type skit. So definitely check that out as well on our Facebook page. And if you're not already following us on our Facebook page, be sure to do that, as well as our Instagram and now our TikTok as well. So with that said, Chris,
Chris.
Wow. With that, Chris is here in spirit.
Yes, I am. He's possessed me.
Yeah.
His love.
May the power of Chris compel you.
I'm channeling him so purely that you literally called me Chris. So that's great. I'm doing my job. I guess I did a good job this time.
So
that's great.
Chris, we miss you, but we hope you are having a blast right now on your weekend away. So with that being said, Seth, let's fuck around and find out, shall we?
Yes.
Joining us in the studio today are the Phukovs. Hailing from right here in Gardner, this foursome joined forces when they accidentally swiped right on each other before 3 of the 4 of them realized they were on the wrong dating app. Sure, there was some Lightfoot stuff and a racy boudoir photo session, but they collectively decided they weren't romantically compatible as a quad. However, they had the raw sexual tension to be a modern-day Fleetwood Mac. All jokes aside, the Phukovs boast a rich local music pedigree, and its members having been part of such iconic area bands as Second Class Citizen, Black Pasture, and Our Buddy Carl, among countless others. With an eclectic setlist ranging from Billy Joel to Limp Bizkit, and a tendency to inject humor and self-deprecation into their marketing, the Phukovs make it known to all that they're here to have a good time, and that they want their fans to have one as well. So join me in welcoming the Phukovs, drummer and band daddy Mick, bassist in the Glue Derek, guitarist and perpetual new guy Mike, and Jay, who we can only assume is part of the band because his mom paid somebody. Welcome to the studio, guys.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you. Well done. Well done. Wow.
I think it's been a long time coming here. I mean, we share the same roof. You know, they also have a studio in this building, so this is going to be a very unconventional episode today. We're going to be going on location, but when I say we, it is not me and Christopher today. I am joined by a friend of the show, Seth Newton.
Seth, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming back into the studio and hanging with me.
My pleasure. Always a pleasure. I've had so much fun already. Way too much fun. Good thing the mics were all off before.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Very true.
I haven't laughed like this in a while.
This has been good.
It's been awesome.
Truly unruly.
Yes. You know what? Cheers to that, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for agreeing to come on. So yeah, how did you guys form the band?
Well, there's a long and a long history of friendship and different collaborations in different bands over the years. But this particular band started about 3 years ago. Mick and Derek were considering putting together a new project. And
Was it Derek and I?
I thought it was.
Okay.
Yes. And I know you had reached out to me, and I keep on getting confused why you keep handing me microphones.
Okay.
But,
okay.
yes.
So we recruited Jason.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough.
And at the time, we had another person in the band, and that didn't end up working out long term. And we were fortunate enough to add Mike to the roster.
Afterthought.
Oh, come on now!
Great afterthought.
You are a delight.
Yeah, we've hit our stride. Yes.
So how did you come up with your name?
Well, that's really an interesting thing because if anyone is a student of the Bolshevik Rebellion, you would know that Yuri Phukovs was actually a very, very influential person in history because he didn't side with either Tsar Nicholas II or Lenin. And really all he wanted to do was play music with his friends and maybe get invited to some of Rasputin's orgies. So we're just trying to teach while we make music.
Okay, keep it educational.
Absolutely. History's important.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Also, that is not at all true. We have the mindset of 11-year-old boys.
Seth, have any questions for them?
So, what's probably the favorite show if you had to pick one that you guys have played together so far with the new edition? And first off, I guess, when did you just join the band? How recently?
Probably 8 months, 10 months, something like that.
Almost 2 years, actually.
Wow.
I've been blacked out on cold cuts.
Year and a half.
I get
About
it.
18
Perpetual
months.
new guy. Yes, it's working.
Yeah.
You know,
Time flies.
It's funny because, whereas we would always in past bands play, multiple shows a month or at least a show a month, we've kind of taken, look at it, it's getting warm in here. We've been taking a little bit of bigger gaps between shows, and then we end up playing like a lot of impromptu invitations for benefits and things like that locally. And the honest truth is that
Your podcast.
we feel like we're just finding our stride, and I'm going to say that straight out. The performances,
That was
being
cool.
here with you guys today, I think is really the most fun we've had.
Oh,
It was a lot of fun.
I got a
Can't-
soft spot for the Onion in that group.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
bunch of dirty dogs. I love it.
Shout out to the Onion,
Yes.
Matt Black, and
Listen,
everyone.
that's the place, right? I mean, that Nikki and I met at the songwriting competition there. You and I met through Amanda Melly, who I met at the songwriting competition a couple of years ago, the night of the fire. So
Yeah.
we love that place. That's home base for us.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, do you guys write any of your own music, or is it just covers that you're doing right now?
I think we're going to think about it.
Oh yeah.
We're starting to think about it, right?
Are you thinking about your answer, or are you thinking about writing originals?
Writing, one. Dip our toes, see what happens.
No, we'll absolutely write. I think we all enjoy that process. But, as you're trying to build a whole night's worth of music, you focus on the quantity more than doing those kind of creative things that you want to do, because that takes time.
Sure.
Especially with 4, so we'll get there, though. I think we will.
We are still trying to pack on a lot more covers to fill a lengthier set. But.
How about influences for each of you, if you don't mind me asking, like musical influences and bands that you love, or groups or singers or drummers, or anyone that's influenced you that way?
So I'm the metal guy. What got me started was Metallica, Megadeth, stuff like that, Lars. I'm still there. So right now it's Slipknot, Ocean's 8 Alaska, crazy stuff, which obviously has nothing to do with this band. So if I'm practicing, that's the stuff I'm practicing on my own. But,
nice.
Yeah, but I love being with these guys, hanging out with these guys. So we play whatever feels right and what we think the audience is going to be into, and it's fun to play. So. Well,
and I think from a drumming perspective, especially, I think a lot of drummers that I know that like metal, it helps you with your chops and your precision and your timing. And is that seem applicable for you?
Yeah, definitely. So I play with a click a lot, so I'm just very mechanical. And then what I'm not good at, I found recently, is just jamming and improvising with musicians. So that's what I need to work on lately, because I'm super regimented when I practice. So
must be good for the covers then. Like, if you're like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I prepare. That's what I do. But nice. I'm not really good, like, on the fly. So that's what I need work at.
Yeah, nice.
I have my big 4, which, they seem like easy answers, but Sinatra, Elvis, Johnny Cash, Neil Diamond. Also love Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, Joe Cocker. Nice. But, I like a lot of singer-songwriters, so... Jason Isbell's one of my favorites. Frank Turner is another one that I really like and what I listen to. And in my own time, I listen to a lot of like Idols, Yard Act, Cake, Wolfman. That's just the kind of stuff that tickles my fancy.
Nice. Honestly, I don't even know what I like anymore. I've been doing this for so long that I try to listen to the stuff that we do, but I don't even know what I like on my own anymore. You know what I mean? When you do a cover band, you learn the songs, you go, you move forward. Growing up, I was a metal guy like Mick. Him and I started playing together when we were teenagers.
Induced Insanity.
Yeah, and we did stuff across the spectrum, differently from each other, but we always came back to each other because. He loves me.
It's love. I too started out a metal guy. Still am very much a metal guy, but since the beginning of my guitar days, I can also strum Mix 98.5's greatest hits, all day and love it. Never really boxed in. Whatever I can feel. And I love the set list we put together. I think we've done a great job doing crowd pleasing things, but things that really do it for us as well. So we've got a great blend. Yeah,
it's
I love
fun.
it.
And we genuinely have fun doing what we're doing. It's not just painting by numbers. It's not just going through the motions. We enjoy it, and we enjoy each other, and we're fans of each other. So it's nice.
It's more about each other's company, I think, than what we're playing. We play, we pick fun songs. We pick songs that we think will be fun for us and for the audience. So that's kind of the goal.
I think the crowd can sense the fun that we're having, and it resonates outward, and people seem to be loving what we're doing, which is the best feedback ever.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was like transferable. The fun you guys were having. I was like, I couldn't help but just be like tapping my
We're
feet,
having a
getting
blast.
into it. Yeah.
That's high
Speaking
praise.
of fun songs,
Yeah.
is there a song that we should feature now?
Yeah. So we recorded these songs actually up in their studio, which is upstairs and down a few halls from us. So yeah, let's get into our first song that's at their space. And what do we got?
This is our cover of Rusted Roots' "Send Me on My Way," which is actually one of the oldest inclusions in our set list, going way back to the early days. And it's a fun way to take something that's kind of got one vibe and try to be faithful to it, but also put our own spin on it.
Love that. All right, let's get into it.
Reach out my hands, oh man, tell you to run. You say my command will lift me up with golden hands. Oh man, tell you to run. You say my command. I would like to hold my hand with crown. I would like to hold my hand with crown. We will send me away, send me away, send me away, send me on my way, send me on my way, send me on my way. Send me on my way.
Yes. Awesome, guys. Very, I love the energy. I love, you guys really do a great job with all these songs that you're doing.
You guys ham it up.
Thank you.
It's,
Thank you.
Like you said, like you were saying, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You could tell you guys are having a blast. And I gotta say, people are gonna, if people that are just listening on the podcast, it's great and it's gonna sound awesome and everything and a lot of fun, but you gotta watch the videos because these guys were cracking us up. We were just in stitches, like watching the creative moments you guys made.
The theatrics are there.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, you gotta watch the videos.
We have all the pageantry of an Alabama concert.
It's awesome. What made you guys choose that song to cover? What was there anyone that was specifically inspired by Rusted Rooter, that song?
The last guy, right?
I think it was. It was. I believe that was
Adam Poirier?
That was Adam Poirier.
Shout out.
Yeah.
I love you,
buddy.
Adam.
And he was so our sound originally, he was really into finger picking, and it was far more of an acoustic feel to it. And we didn't want to carry over everything that we did, but it was a song that we had kind of grown fond of. And when Mike came on board, it wasn't just him doing it the same way we were doing it before. Mike, you really just did your own thing and made it your own, and it just earned its spot all over again.
It's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
I love playing that song.
And it's actually one of the songs that the most people come up to me and go, I have never heard a band do that around here. So that kind of compliment is it's nice to hear, because you're like, oh, we're doing something different.
Yeah,
A neat thing about that song for me is it actually brought a little growth and development, because it's got what they call hybrid picking, where you hold the pick and you're finger picking at the same time. A little bit of an obstacle, but I think we got there.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
The more you
Never did it.
Cue the
before that.
rainbow.
But don't take my word for it.
No, yeah, coming from another guitarist to guitarist, yeah, good job with that.
Yeah.
I know that's what you're doing there. I'm like, oh,
Took
yeah.
me a little
Woo.
bit. I didn't know if I could get it in my repertoire
Yeah,
or not, but
that's a tough one.
I got it for that song at least.
Yeah, for sure.
I
I
always
think
thought it was
Mike's being a
sexy
little
bass
modest,
line.
I don't know. He does all right.
The sick bass lines. Yeah.
Sexy bass line.
We love our sexy grooves.
We also like the fact that it's a song that uses the lyric "little hands," and I'm hoping I can someday palm a tangerine. Yeah, so seems fitting.
Wasn't that a proposed band name?
Yeah.
Little
Captain
Hands?
J and
It was
In the little
was
hands?
it Captain Tiny Hands in the Phukovs? Was that why that?
It was cute hands.
Captain Cute Hands.
Cute
That's right,
Hands.
Captain Cute Hands in the
Captain
Phukovs.
He's got cute hands.
Yeah.
Good little.
I feel like you guys should do like a Full House intro with like, you have like the tiny hands and the turn around and look and be like, oh, hi.
You mean as a promo
Yeah.
for this episode, so that
Or just for your band.
general.
To market your band.
Yeah.
Camera really snuck up on me.
Love it.
I think it'd be
you get
awesome.
there?
Yeah, you guys have to watch the performances. They're just
Yeah.
you're really missing out and doing yourself an injustice if you don't.
Also, big shout out to Nikki, who was like wearing so many hats.
Yes, the work that she put in
She
was amazing.
manning multiple cameras, running sound checks, just top notch.
I think it came out absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, let it be known that there's not much that I can contribute besides the actual interview portion of these episodes.
The moral
Nikki's got
support
the
was
whole
impeccable.
technical, that is, I can't applaud her enough. And yeah, I second what these guys said.
You did a great job with the cart and all of the stuff.
There was a lot of stuff.
There was a lot of stuff.
Also, I mean, Seth, thank you so much for stretching me out like those deep stretches, because it's important
needed
to
it, I
stay
could tell.
limber.
Gotta be limber.
Can you
gotta be
describe
limber.
those? Like,
I could feel your energy block. It was.
Yeah, it was. I really appreciate you for that. Thank you.
Got it out.
Yeah, keep it on the down low.
Edit that out then.
So clearly, you guys have been musicians. What, probably your whole lives? What got you guys into music and playing your instruments?
So for me as a bass player, like when I was in high school, a bunch of friends got together and like one of them wanted to play drums, one of them wanted to play guitar, and then there was another one that would play guitar. And so I was like, I guess all that's left is bass. And so I started playing the bass, and that was the only opening I had.
I think Derek's being a little humble though, because he has a love of funk and groove and everything else, but he has an innate understanding of music. We refer to him as the glue, as was in the intro.
Yeah.
He knows when we're there or when we're not, and he's the one who will often vocalize that, saying we're going too fast here, or we missed that part, or that
Overplaying.
changed. Yep. And
doesn't he refer to himself as the glue?
The self-proclaimed glue.
don't you refer to yourself as Mick Short? Now the rest of us do.
It's more like
Same.
So along the way, over the years, Mick and I have agreed to call ourselves the two-part epoxy. It's
Oh,
not just one of us. It's
I like
both.
that.
That is
Combined,
nice.
we
It was a
react
compromise,
and we catalyze.
Incredibly tight rhythm section, and a joy to play with.
Yeah, he's my bass player.
He's my drummer. My drummer.
Easy guys, I'm gonna cry.
So for me, a friend of mine got me into it because he wanted to play drums, and then it was actually Metallica that he was kind of jamming, air drumming along with, and I'm like, yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Of course, I didn't understand it at all, and then I started. It was like eighth grade, ninth grade, something like that. I'm aging myself, but then I joined band, and when I got to the high school level, I was pretty disappointed because, so when you're in school band, snare is like the premier.
I remember that.
Percussion
Yeah.
instrument. So it's the top notch guys playing snare. So I was doing like the cymbal crashes. So literally you do it like 2 times their whole song. And then I remember the instructor was getting aggravated at the guy on snare, and he got all pissed off, and the kid was screwing up or whatever. So he called him off, and then he just pointed at me. He didn't even know who I was, but he pointed at me and he's like, "You get on the snare." So literally 2 notes into it, I fucked it up. I messed it all up. And he got enraged, and he just like threw me off, and he put this other guy back on. And then I was like all red faced, and I quit. I literally quit. I never did any kind of formal band or anything like that. And then so I just I would just go home and play all along with records and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my like.
You dated yourself by saying records.
Hey, they're making a comeback.
Yeah,
Hey now.
the Gen Zers got the records now too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
they're making a comeback.
That goes to show how a bad teacher can ruin a kid, right?
Yeah.
And but yeah, so then I was kind of homeschooled after that, as far as drums go.
You didn't ruin you, Mick.
It got me angry. It burned the fire inside.
You're so sexy.
I remember like back from like my elementary school days or whatever when they had like band. I just remember seeing the drummers because like you said, they start you off with a snare and they just looked like straight up robots. They were just like pop, 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 pop,
Yep.
pop, pop, and that's all they did. Like it just and it wasn't until like you got older, like to like 6th grade or whatever, they would start introducing you to like a drum set, and only the good guys I noticed got promoted to actual drum set.
Yep. It was if I wasn't learning and not skilled at all, it'd be pretty boring. But yeah, nowadays, like I go, so my daughter's in color guard, which is part of marching band. So I'll go in and watch the drum section, and they're amazing. Like it's come so far. Like there's a ton of xylophones, and there's a drum kit up there, and we didn't have anything like that back then. It was literally like either cymbals, bass drum, or snare. So it's a whole new thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, man?
So long ago, on my dad's side, my Meme and Pepe were actually an acoustic country duo, adorable. And then they had 7 kids, and then they had a ton of kids. So there's a huge, broad family tree there, and it's amazing how much the musical ability spread through all of it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, no, I'm probably the best, but but really, everybody has the musical ability. And then my old man himself could play all of Mix 98.5, and I had some buddies and uncles who showed me some Metallica, and it was off to the races from there.
That's awesome.
Music has always been important to my family and to my life, but I was never a musician. And I always make the joke that I get to be 24 years old, and if you haven't been in a band by the time you're 24, you are never going to be in a band. I owe everything to Mick Short, who came to me one day. We worked for the same company. Came to me at the summer outing, and at the time I had done some acting, some of which was musical and whatnot. I had a rather highly acclaimed role as the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz.
The pictures are amazing.
If I were the king of a forest.
Beautiful.
So Mick came to me, probably with a couple of Coronas in them, and said, "Hey, my band, which at the time was Second Class Citizen, one of the biggest bands in the area, we're looking to make a change or whatever. Would you be interested in trying out or whatever? And really, like there was that moment of confusion, and ended up being with the band for 4 years. Did a 4-track EP, had lots of adventures, lots of stories. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience where I met a lot of people who are still a big part of my life today. And then found out I was going to be a dad, and took almost a decade off just being a dad. And then one day, it was Derek's 40th birthday party, and Derek and another friend of ours pinned me in a corner booth at the Southside Bar and Grill, and said, "Hey, do you miss it?" And I said, "What?" And they said, "Well, being in a band." And I'm like, "Well, of course I do." And that led to the formation of a cover band called Our Buddy Carl, which was we did well here in the area for a while, and then took a break again, and then this started up. So my joke between bands and best man speeches and all of that is Mick Short just keeps on giving me microphones, and I'm not always sure why that happens.
I tend to regret it.
Every day of his life. And now you regret it. Hey, there you go.
No, not at all. Are you kidding me? Like, the charisma that you bring to that stage, your presence is awesome.
You listening to this?
I hear it.
And I
Get
mean,
it in writing, right?
speaking of charisma and stage presence,
Yes.
Yeah, you have to get to this one.
this next song, you
Chef's Kiss.
chef's kiss, yeah.
You have to watch it. It sounds great, but I'm telling you again, go watch the freaking videos because you're gonna love it.
Again, we had some behind the camera brainstorming and brilliance in a lot of these little moments. It was this was a team effort. Nikki and Seth, appreciate you being in the room with us. But this one's a fun one that goes back to, I believe, 1996. Anyone might remember the band Goldfinger, which they were pop punk before there was something called pop punk. And Here in Your Bedroom is the name of this one.
Here in the bedroom, I turn my head off. The less that I feel is the less that I'm on top. I wonder what you think as we lay here in bed. I don't know what I'm thinking, but it's better for my head. When I wake up tomorrow, would you still feel the same? When I wake up tomorrow, you have changed, 'cause I still feel the same. 'Cause I still feel the same. 'Cause I still feel the same. Here in the bedroom, turn my head off. The less that I feel is the less that I'm on top. I wonder what you think as we lay here in bed. I don't know what I'm thinking, but it's better for my head. When I wake up tomorrow, would you still feel the same? When I wake up tomorrow, you have changed, 'cause I still feel the same. 'Cause I still feel the same. 'Cause I still feel the same. Watch out! Here in the bedroom, the same from the outside. I can tell that you're changing, but still not feel so high. I wonder what you think. Sometimes I feel so old. I don't know if it's worth it when I just do what I'm told. When I wake up tomorrow, would you still feel the same? When I wake up tomorrow, you have changed, 'cause I still feel the same. 'cause I still feel the same. I hide, 'cause I still feel the same. I hide, 'cause I still feel the same. I hide, well I still feel the same. Fuck you!
Yeah, that was just so much fun. My stomach hurts from laughing so much. So you guys, you do a pretty decent amount of gigs. You used to do like a lot of fundraiser stuff and things like that. But is there anything that sticks out? Like one of the craziest things you've ever encountered while putting on a show?
I mean, in this band or throughout our careers?
I mean, yeah, you could do whatever.
Either or both.
Whatever.
The
What do you got?
prosthetic leg.
What?
Yes, this is a true story. So, in our previous cover band, which was Mick, Derek, myself, and two of our other friends, Mike Millette and Joe Lucier, we were in Our Buddy Carl, and one of the third set staples, because the set would build up throughout, starting with Bob Marley and working its way up to Slipknot. You know.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was an amazing night. We had a lot of fun, but. A staple of it was Dropkick Murphys Shipping Up to Boston.
Classic. Okay.
So, I mean, we all know the lyrics. They're not that complicated, and they're rather repetitive. So we were up on stage, and we have a group of friends that were regular, attendees of the shows. We're up on stage at the South Side, and in the middle of the song, suddenly Mike Millette turns and motions to me like somebody's trying to get my attention. And I turned, and somebody was handing me something in the middle of the song. And I don't know what they're handing me because you're just in the zone. You're focused on what you're doing. You're focused on the crowd.
Lights will probably dim a little bit.
Yeah.
It's my leg.
And right at the point where it was the mention of the wooden leg,
Oh my God.
I'm being handed a prosthetic leg. Shout out to James Carpenter, who wonderful guy, had lost his leg, motocross, I believe it was, or something along those lines.
Climbing up to the top steps.
And he had no lack of humility about this, and it was a funny joke. But the moment of like me turning and looking, and Derek's
The look on your face, probably.
Derek's sister has a video.
So here's the thing, like I'm so focused on my bass line that I'm just staring at my neck and my headstock and like doing my thing. And I see some commotion going on over in the stage area, and I'm like, okay, something's going on. And I don't think anything. I would go to the next song. So the next morning I look on Facebook and there's this video of the whole handing off of the prosthetic leg, and I'm like, holy shit, I completely missed that. I didn't even have. I knew there was something going on, but I didn't even notice and acknowledge it until the next day. And I was like, that's fucking rock and roll.
It's amazing.
It was definitely an iconic moment, and I think that became semi-regular. That leg would make its way on stage with us.
He got handed the leg a lot.
Yeah, and sometimes we would drink beer out of the leg.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
that would happen.
Step aside beer boot. Beer leg is where it's at.
Fuck-off's got to step it up.
That's awesome. It's almost like what, the fifth member at that point?
Yes.
Unofficial member, yeah.
It's funny because when you have a diverse history of bands and acts, like there's just different levels of things that happen. Like that's kind of a fun story that we share with a bunch of people. But I'll go back even further and to second class days, and when we used to go and have shows, we would sell out 2 Wilson buses to go to our shows. Yeah, I mean, we had this community that had been built up by my predecessors in the band, Mick and Mike and Matt and Jeff. They just built up this huge following, and I just benefited. They were kind to me. They welcomed me in. But we would fill up these Wilson buses and we would go to these shows. And some people might remember that in Saugus there was a place called the Rock Pile, right? And the Rock Pile entered into this relationship with WAAF, where it was like
rest in peace.
it was like the premier place to play. WAF would promote it all week long, and then they would dedicate a part of the Hillman Morning Show on Monday morning to talking about what went down on Friday night. So we go with two Wilson buses to the Rock Pile. It was the party bus.
And let's think. How many people can fit on one bus? Probably what, 80? 50?
I would be lying if I told you.
Depends how finally you cut them up.
Wow,
That got dark, yeah.
But the night through a sequence of events ended up being there was a riot. And the whole thing got shut down, and we got herded back. State police were there. We got herded back in, and it was during our set.
O'Malley's got banned.
The O'Malley's got banned, and then we became the first band to be banned from the Rock Pile. And Monday morning, I go into work at an office job. Mick worked for a subsidiary, but we were there. And suddenly everyone's talking about how on AAF they were talking about us. And like I'm sitting there like in my polo shirt, like getting ready to do customer service work. And I'm like, did we get banned from the Rock Pile? So, we have the fun stuff. But then we also have like the kind of cool stuff that as you get older, and you become boring dads and all of that, you can go, there was a moment when I was I was kind of cool.
Back in the late 1900s.
It was early 2000s, sir. Not really. But no, it's a fun life. And then then it goes on to just be the relationships that you build.
Sure. Just like here.
Yeah, you guys you build this world, and you have all these friends that come in, and then there's connections between all of your guests. And it's a big family, and at this stage, I think that's one of my favorite things. So, like the cool thing about seeing your friends perform and be spotlighted and spill drinks on themselves, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, and
I'd be curious, what's your biggest fuck-offs moment?
Yeah, short-lived so far. There was that girl at the PACC. It doesn't have to go like that. But she did that like triple backflip. double gainer. It's nuts. That was craziest thing I've ever seen.
I was so scared that we were going to have to
well executed.
Because when you see somebody do a backflip, you can't help think, but like, I'm almost 50 years old. I used to backflips, but if I did one right now, oh shit!
I can't go to the grocery store without an ibuprofen already in me. You know what I mean? So good for her. But it was the first time we played Limp Bizkit at the Onion. It was a big moment for me because we apparently we really did it. We had everybody jumping in unison, a foot off the ground. I'm talking 60 people, 70 people, foot off the ground in unison, and it was a moment for me where I kind of stepped back inside myself and I said, holy shit, we're making this happen right now. And that was crazy. That'll always stick with me for sure.
Good.
Mike, that deserves a beat stick.
Look at that. Love it. Oh, my retina. Excellent toss. Oh, we're gonna
Mike lives almost exclusively on a diet of beef jerky. So you just made a wonderful friend of his.
Yes.
Look at that smile. He's already
pure joy.
He's already digging into that thing.
Elated. Yes, you're gonna hear me chew it.
Oh, look at that ASMR going on there.
Oh yeah. But the night that Mike was talking about, and I think I shared this with the two of you earlier, but for the sake of everyone hearing it, Mike's also Mike's a very strong vocalist, and it's not unusual for Mike.
Cut it out.
On nights where we're sharing the bill with another band, like Point the Finger or something, to get up and take the mic and kill Rebel Yell.
I've been doing the Rebel Yell for a good 20 years.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
If I might ask, what do you guys think if you had to pick two songs that were the furthest stylistically apart that you think of all your repertoire?
One
of
extreme
songs?
to the other.
Yeah, like what if there's two songs that kind of just make a very edge of the map of your sound that are just you wouldn't necessarily even think that you guys would play them,
So
your same
bare naked
repertoire.
ladies on one end of the spectrum.
Break stuff has to be the other end.
Yeah.
But what song by Bare Naked Ladies was?
Old Apartment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mix 98.5. Already had it in my repertoire.
Well, on the the heavier end of things, we'll have stuff like break stuff. Is how we'll end a night. But then you also have stuff like it's Weezer, but Hash Pipe can get nice and
You can
heavy.
make that your own, yeah.
Yeah, and we're throwing in. It's a throwback, but Kiss's Detroit Rock City, which is just a nice little addition. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you get your Rusted Roots. You get Billy Joel, You May Be Right, which is just a classic rock. So we have a lot of fun. We did Laid by James. That was
We've
that was
covered the
another one.
spread pretty well.
Yeah,
Wild Night,
Wild
the
Night,
Van Morrison, but kind of keying off of the John Mellencamp version.
Rock it out a bit.
Rocking
Oh,
out.
yeah, it gets a little rocky.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, the joy for me of being in a cover band is so we all pick songs basically. We'll present a song or two to everybody else, and there's a lot that I hear, and I'm like, oh, I never would have thought twice about that particular song, or I probably never. I know I never would have learned it in my life otherwise. And then I learn it. Open my mind. I'm like, okay, let's do this. They want to do it, so I'll do it. And then you learn it, and then I'm like, this is a fucking badass song.
Yep.
And I never would have thought twice about it. The Killers, that's a perfect example for me. So I never, we've done 2 songs so far. We've done the old band, actually. OBK did Mr. Brightside. And now we're doing Somebody Told Me, and both fucking great songs. And the drummer's a beast, and I never would have even thought twice about it. Never would have been on my radar.
Right, when they
at all.
first come out, you hear it, but it's in your mind and out of your mind. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then circling back to it just through whoever pulls out that great pick, and you hear it again, you're like, holy cow, this is amazing. Where's this
fast,
hiding?
it's upbeat, and I'm like, okay, so my life is literally better now that we picked this song and I learned this song. So it's definitely, I told you before, I'm a metal guy, but a lot of this stuff is really just opening my mind and really turning me on to newer stuff. So
If we feel it, we feel it. You know?
that's it.
Speaking of metal and feeling it, I feel like the song that you guys did third is quite a ripper.
Yeah.
Yes, there was some fun stuff going on
We have a
there.
good time with this one.
Yeah, you guys were really kind of jazzing it up, not stylistically jazz, but immediately you're rocking it really hard. I loved it. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
y'all got into
I can't
it.
Wait, yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see this one.
Yeah.
Nice.
This was a Mick pick.
If you couldn't tell.
Unsolicited Mick pick.
It's a hard rock.
A solicited Mick pick is now going to be added to the vernacular.
And it's on the lighter side of my, my taste. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it rocks.
And what's the name of this song?
So this is "Figure It Out" by Royal Blood, and these 3 on this track just get me every time. When I have my way, I walk off stage just so I can sit there and bask in the glory of my friends here. So, yeah, it's
Fun
awesome.
fact: the band, it's just a bass player and a drummer.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know that when I picked it. We just kind of learned
Wow.
I never knew that
I gotta
either.
look it up because I've never heard it till you guys played today. I just never heard it, but I'm gonna look it up for sure.
It's a good tune. Good tune.
Yeah.
Drummer, bass player.
No kidding.
I'm going to eat this beef stick while you guys check it out.
It's almost like the White Stripes. Where it's just a
Two-person,
guitarist
Yep, yep.
and a drummer.
Who
yeah.
often went harder than they ever had any business going.
Seriously.
Some of those songs are amazing.
Yeah,
I
I love the White Stripes.
I do too.
All right, well, let's get into this next one here.
Let's figure it out.
Let's figure it out.
Nothing new to see, just a kid like me, trying to put some tea, trying to figure it out. Nothing better to do when I'm stuck on you, I'm still in here trying to figure it out. Midnight sleep, blood in my dreams, I was killing me, trying to figure it out. Nothing better to do when I'm stuck on you, I'm still in here trying to figure it out.
So that was so much fun. You can definitely tell that you guys, you really, that's your genre of music for sure. And just the way that you get into it. And yeah, it's just pure joy and fun I see there. And we kind of really showcased you, Mike, on that one there.
Yeah, rock and roll, man.
It goes from pure anxiety before we start to just living in the moment, loving every second.
You were hamming it up.
Yeah, I know. I've been known to do that.
So, because you are the newest member per se, how have you been enjoying playing with them?
It's been amazing. So, I mean, back in their last cover band venture, I used to follow these guys around and
Were you a groupie?
and watch them play. Yeah, a huge fanboy. I was fanboying hard. So I just loved what they were doing on stage. They sounded amazing. I kind of knew of them. We had some mutual connections. And then kind of through those mutual connections, I was able to talk to them one day. And I was like, gee, Willikers, man, they're so nice too. And it blossomed into what I would like to think is a mutual love, even back in those days. And so followed them around, loved what they were doing, met them. They were so nice. And now that I'm a part of this, it's like, it makes me think of like when Taylor Swift, invites that special girl up on stage to perform with her or something. Now, for me, like every day, like I am that special girl. And it's been absolutely amazing.
That is the second time today that we've been compared to Taylor Swift.
You're that big.
Oh. You know what?
But no,
You
it's been
earned that,
amazing.
buddy. That's
God,
really
got
nice.
another pepper stick.
Oh my God.
I gotta keep being a good boy. Who's a good boy? You're such a good boy. No, it's been amazing. They're straight professionals, and I try my best to be at their level. And but personality-wise, it's just been a blast, and I think it's been pretty successful. I think we're doing good things so far.
Yeah,
So,
Mikey, you're always top of our list, and you elevated things. You brought your own feel and vibe,
Sexual energy.
sexual energy.
it's raw.
Yeah.
Raw. I still remember the first day that Jay messaged me, and I immediately spiraled into a panic attack. I'm like, oh my God, man, could I really take this on? Like, I'm not that good. But I had pretty good equipment that was kicking around, collecting dust. And he talked to me off the ledge in Messenger and was like, take a breath. And then who was there? I had a buddy, Greg Cormier. Shout out Greg Cormier. Said, hey, give it a try. Give it a try. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And the rest is history so far.
Oh, I'm glad I'm glad you took the leap here, because it seems like this the dynamic of the four of you. It's a great fit all around.
Good
Like you
chemistry,
guys,
for
you have
sure.
great chemistry. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, you really brought something special to the band. It seemed like you guys have a good composition right now. Like it's everyone kind of equals each other out in a nice way and complements each other, and you're obviously all very having a great time playing
Like I said, I
together.
think it resonates with everybody watching.
You can tell the fun is contagious for sure.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
You guys really rocked that song too. I always love it. I even though I play what I play and everything, I've always been a huge metal guy too. We've talked some metal stuff before, so I like that stuff you guys are doing. That song. It's
awesome.
Thanks, Seth.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's also a lot of fun just to watch the interplay there. Like I said, it gets to a certain point of that song, I'll leave the stage. I'm like, I want to see this. And, it started off one day, Mike's sitting there and he's going off and just ripping it. And suddenly he knows the drum cue is coming up and he just points to Mick. And that move has never gone away since that
No,
first
it's a
night. There
staple.
was something that happened there. And
We feed off each other.
Yeah.
We really do.
That was-
Mick's got his little kicks here and there that just do it for me.
The sexual energy I was talking about earlier. You can't describe it.
Now, if there was an artist, singer, any specific instrumentation that you would like, I'll go for each of you guys if you want to answer. If there's someone specific in your mind that you love to just do a song with, like even if they came and did a cover with you guys, like came and did guest instrumentation or guest vocal or guest, I don't know, percussion, anything. If there's someone that kind of comes to mind that you'd just be like, oh, we'd love to, in your dream, like what?
So we're talking like signed artists or
How about
local?
living or dead?
Local?
How about anybody? Anybody?
Yeah, living or dead, and whoever a dream artist you want to collaborate with.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a fun question.
So for me, I met an artist recently over the past few years, Andy Kushta.
Oh, we love Andy.
And him and I started jamming together, and just it was a fit. We We have a good time. Kind of on the same page, same sick sense of humor. But he's a great guy. His smile is just captivating, and I really enjoy jamming with him. I'm glad I got an opportunity to jam with that guy.
Yeah, shout out to Andy.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
big fans of
He's
that
a
guy.
beast.
Yeah, great guy.
I recently actually got an overdose of wish fulfillment. The tail end of last year, in order to help a friend kind of realize a lifelong wish, produced a Christmas album.
Oh, that was amazing.
Full of
Yeah.
local artists. And
Would you mind going more in depth about that too? I'd just love to hear or have people hear, about what you did if it's okay.
Absolutely. Our friend Rich Cook, who was in Go Gadget Go, which was one of the big cover bands here in the area for over 16 years, loves Christmas. I'm not particularly a Christmas
Same.
guy. Like,
Same.
it's just not my thing. But he always wanted to do this, and he envisioned a much smaller, more modest version of just a few friends getting together to do something, because he wanted his kids to have this for their whole lives.
Sure.
And I said, I think it's a great idea. I said, but you realize that we're part of a huge community. There's so much talent. And we went through and we started planning this thing, and when everything was said and done, it was over 40 artists involved, and not even everyone we wanted to. I mean, like, we had just started working with Mike when we were laying down the groundwork for this. So, the big joke with Mike was like, I hope someday I get to be a part of it too.
I could have dinged a triangle or something. I mean, come on.
I think even Seth bumped into me at a bar and he goes, "It's a matter, I'm not Christmas material."
Did I not say something about that too?
Yes, you did. But
Totally kidding, by the way. But I was just giving you a good razzing.
Oh, absolutely. But you take it and the rhythm sections in particular did the majority of the heavy lifting, right? So we had fewer drummers and bassists than anything else. So whether you're talking Mick or Matt Proplasky from Point the Finger or Merv. From Go Gadget Go, they would come and they would take on 4, 5, 6 songs. Derek was one of 3 or 4 bassists that we had. We had a number of guitarists. We had pianos. We had saxophones. We had vocalists. But I mean, people like, Andy, Amanda Melly, Franco O'Malley, all the guys from Point the Finger.
Very Kate.
Very Kate and Ashley. Whitney Doucette, who is just... she's
awesome.
She sang the national anthem at the Celtics game and keeps on dropping country videos,
Lizzie.
Lizzie Marquis, Brian Chafee,
Mike Martin.
Mike Martin, or as I like to say, Mike Martin. I just want to make sure I'm name dropping everyone. Everyone from Sean Daly and the Hooligans.
And that's one of the fun things about getting to this point in our ages.
Yes.
Playing music for over 30 years, we get to see some of these young people coming up, and the talent level is so amazing. Like when we see Mike Martin, just these young people that have the passion, have the talent, have the ambition to go out and do what they do, inspires us at our age.
Yeah.
And we try to do everything we can to help them.
And it's really special too because we sit here and I think we were talking about it earlier before we sat down to record this. You go back 25 years when it was bands. There was this competitive element to it. Like you were always trying to see who was going to get the best slot that night and who had the biggest growing following. And it was the infancy of social media and seeing that kind of come in and play a role. And there's this whole new energy that's really, really. I genuinely believe that it's being driven by the singer-songwriters, by the open mic facilitators, by the songwriting competitions, by the venues, like the Otter River Pub, the Onion, that supports them. It's really fantastic because now it's a community of love.
Sure.
So we've sat and gone to a show and looked out in the audience and seen 20, 30 artists who we appreciate and respect in the audience singing along.
And if it wasn't for the songwriters, we couldn't do what we do as a cover band, right? Like at the end of the day, the people writing the songs allow us to be able to do those covers.
Yeah, they did all right.
Well, I apologize for taking you off on that. I thought it was a really great thing you did, and I wanted to, anyone that might not have heard about it, or whatever, I wanted, but I'd love for you to redirect back to the question, the answer you have.
Actually, before we get back on that, I think we left out the most important part of that Christmas album, which it was actually for charity.
Yes.
So we ended up raising over $7,000 for the Gardner
It's amazing.
CAC,
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
which was really special. Yeah. Great people over there. Our relationship with them goes back to our buddy Carl. Mick he had the brainchild of starting to do food and clothing drives. We built a relationship with Julie Meehan, who's the director over there, and they do such wonderful work for 6 communities. Like, it's not just Gardner; it's the surrounding communities, and they were open to being associated with this. So we had this thing that made somebody's lifelong wish come true, brought our local music community together in ways that allowed people to play with people that they've never played with before, do something that was kind of, I don't know, pure and you know, and then do some good with it.
And that's the thing I look at is like we've been doing this for like 30 something years. If you can't give back, and like I said earlier about the younger artists coming up, like what the fuck is the point? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's give back. Let's make it reciprocal.
And we'll be right back after these brief messages.
In 2025, be on the lookout for Derek the Acoustic's upcoming album, Ashes to Acoustics, The Sonic Revival. Throughout the year, Derek will be releasing several singles, leading up to the full album release, which will include a few extra tunes just for you. Ashes to Acoustics features live acoustic covers performed at open mics at the Otter River Pub, recorded by Soundbites events and open mics. You'll find them on all streaming platforms, so make sure you follow Derek at Derek the Acoustic to stay updated on these releases. Enjoy Ashes to Acoustics, The Sonic Revival in 2025 and beyond.
And now back to our show.
Who would be your iconic
Collab
person? Yeah. I'm just curious. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say, if I had to, that Melissa Gates, who is one of she and Sarah Clark form our so-called live music, and I'm a huge fan of theirs. They focus predominantly on 90s music, a lot of female-led 90s music. I had an older sister that was what we listened to. It was a huge bonding thing for us. It's just 90s alt and whatnot. And Sarah Clark was always just a huge just star in my eye, and I got a chance to play with her on that project. And then Melissa Gates, her partner, is just so phenomenal. So I'm going to say, like, next on my to-do list is I want to do something with Melissa Gates of our so-called live music.
Nice. There you go. If you're listening, Melissa.
For me, during our second class days, we had one album with a scratcher, a DJ, Kurt Johnson. Actually, he's your neighbor. That was a whole lot of fun. And he and I talked about in the past, like, getting together and just exploring and doing some fun stuff with, like, rappers and percussionists and stuff like that. That'd be a lot of fun. Also, for me, I haven't had a lot of opportunities to play with keyboards or piano. I'd like to definitely do that in the future. That'd be a lot of fun for me.
Also, shout out to Celtic Kelly.
Yeah.
Sorry. We didn't name him, so.
Amanda Melly, I did a little, I did a Christmas song with her. I'd love to do more with her in the future. She's a beast vocally.
Yeah. Killer.
And a whole lot of fun. So, for me, that's it. Yep.
How about you, buddy?
I think the Kids on Kids Bop did some amazing things. No, for real. I have never worked with a horn section. I love a good horn section. I'd love to incorporate that somehow. But iconic level, the metal guy in me, man, Dave Mustaine, he would probably yell at me a hell of a lot. But I think that would be amazing. I think he's a riff master, and I love that melodic stuff. I'd love to play parts with him.
Oh yeah, riff out with them.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. But like I said, he wouldn't tolerate me.
It'd be a love-hate as far as an experience goes.
Thanks for having me.
For the Kids Bop thing and also your whole answer, you get another treat.
What a day to be alive.
I feel like this was set up.
I keep thinking that this day can't get any better, and then another beef stick comes my way. I'm getting emotional.
That was treat worthy.
That was, yes.
I'm a good boy.
It's the ultimate attaboys over here.
Yes.
Well, so I mean, we've got another song coming from you guys momentarily. Do you want to tell us about this one, the last song on the set here?
I believe this was your pick.
Yes, Mick had dropped this earlier, but Somebody Told Me by the Killers is one of our more recent additions, actually. We debuted it back in February, so it's only been a few months now. I'm a big Killers fan. I don't know what it is about it that they just resonated with me very early on. They were kind of a mainstay of when my daughter was young. She grew up loving a lot of the songs. And just a couple of years ago for Father's Day, she had a job and she bought tickets for she and I to go see the Killers.
Oh, I love that.
And it all kind of culminated in this very, very deep emotional relationship with their music. And when this came up, it was kind of one of those bucket list songs that really I didn't know if there was ever going to be a chance for it. And it's just something that Mick had said earlier. You find yourself reevaluating songs that you either had no relationship with or had a certain opinion about, and then you're like, no, this song could really work. And they were so supportive. And I remember Mike getting home from practice that night and saying, I listened to that song nonstop all the way home.
Yeah.
And
it's one of those circle back songs that really catches you off guard and brings a lot of those aspects that we're looking for in through hearing this song, learning this song, and talking to other people. It turns out the Killers are like still really well respected in the music community. I had no idea. And it makes sense because they're doing more intricate things in their songs than you would expect at first glance,
So yeah, this is Somebody Told Me.
Somebody told me you had a boyfriend. You thought it was girlfriend. Then I went and said you well, it was asking. It's all for potential. All for potential. Baby, let's go on to something new. Taking it slow and everything without you. You said it ain't closer if it's like this. I said it ain't closer if it's like this. Bring it back down tonight. Never thought I'd live in the ruin of your life. Somebody told me you had a boyfriend. You got a girlfriend that I hadn't said to. Well, it was plastic. Not the potential. I've got potential. Over to the silver. Face yourself on me. I said, baby, please. And I just don't know now. When told me you had a boyfriend. You looked like a girlfriend. When I had a bad you were real nasty. It's not confidential, I'm not potential. Oh, somebody told me you had a boyfriend. You looked like a girlfriend. When I had a bad you were real nasty. It's not confidential, I'm not potential. Somebody told me you had a boyfriend. You looked like a girlfriend. When I had a bad you were real nasty. It's not confidential, I'm not potential. Oh, Rashida.
Again, that was so much fun. I love watching you guys perform, whether it's like, you know, when you're out and doing like fundraising events or whatever, it even just, you know, being able to join you at your studio. I was there earlier this week and that was so much fun. And then today, do you guys have any goals or any big plans or anything coming up in the works for you?
I mean, Mick's trying not to die.
I'm getting older.
I'd like to not get kicked out. That's so good. I might live on the edge.
I look pretty good for 65.
Yeah.
You wear it very well.
It's hard when we're this
not
age and we have to carry gear and like equipment and like bring it up.
Half of the band has hernias.
We're not getting any younger.
The Phukovs was kind of strategic, you know, to set the bar low, right?
Mm-hmm.
We only have about, I don't know how many songs, like a little over an hour, you know, and it's taken us quite a bit of time to build up to that because we kind of fuck off.
Well, we also had some interruptions in our process, but
Got to be fair.
it is fair. Yeah. No, you know, we find ourselves doing a lot of splitting nights now with other bands instead of, you know, going and doing these whole nights.
Which is fucking beautiful.
It's a great thing.
Like if we can go open for a band and we don't have to carry any shit and like worry about sound and like just show up and play for an hour, like we're fine with that.
So I do owe Matt Proplasky. Next time it's my turn for the drums because I've been using his drums the last 2 times and he has to do all the work.
He's going
set
to
up
beat
and
the
break.
hell out of those things.
Yes, he
That's
is.
what we're here for.
He's
We
a big guy.
We don't want to actually have to work. That's why we're the Phukovs.
Yes.
You know, I think
It's like that song was I don't want to work. I just want to bang on the drum all day.
Bang on the drum all day.
Carrying shit ain't easy.
yeah, I think goal wise, I mean, no one here is trying to be a rock star.
Really? You're not?
Mike is.
Mike just is one. Mike
sure
just is
is.
one. But you know, it's like to have the opportunity once a week to meet up with your friends, to play music with them,
And unwind.
and then unwind, and then go out and support our friends and have that mutual relationship of respect and support. You know, I mean, it's really, that's a great place to be. And everything else on top of that is window dressing. It's you know, we get a great show or we get a great opportunity. Yeah, we want them. We'll take them. And being here today, you feature so many like talented singer-songwriters and musicians. And a little bit of us was like, wait, you want us? You want us on here? Okay.
You're part of this community too.
That's actually another really good point is just being able to be a part of this community has been the most amazing thing because everybody is so gosh darn nice and supportive, man, and just amazing talent and amazing people. So that's probably been one of the biggest things for me is to be able to be part of this community has been amazing.
Well, I'll channel Chris and share my own sentiment by saying, like, thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Thank you for sharing your music with everybody. Thanks for having so much gosh darn fun. You rascals. You rabble-rousers.
Hearing that other people are really appreciating what we're doing and happy to have us in that community means so much to us. It's been amazing feedback.
It's all love. It's all love.
Yeah, I love all you guys.
Aw, back at you.
We love you, but we're out of beef jerky.
Don't try to swindle your way into another beef stick here, buddy.
You got me.
No, but thank you both. Thank you both.
Yeah,
for
this has
having
been
us here
awesome.
today.
Thanks a million.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nikki. I got to give it up again for Nikki.
I'm Amazing job. Amazing job.
We missed you, Chris, but Nikki did one.
We love you, Chris.
Amazing job.
From what we could hear, it sounded like everyone's in for a real treat with the way that she ended up getting it mixed and the performance, and everything seems
Which
really
was
cool.
no small task at all.
No.
No, but also like thank you to you guys. I mean, especially Derek. You were really helping me dial it in on that board, also, for sure.
You didn't even make me turn my guitar down, which was awesome.
No,
Sound guys hate me.
It was loud.
With a
dude.
I was just
It
mashing
was too
buttons. I had no
loud.
idea what was going to happen.
no, everything was great. And so, do you guys have any gigs coming up?
Yes, we do. By the time this episode goes up, it should be just before June 28th, which is where we'll be playing at the Litz here in Gardner, and we'll be playing alongside Rita and the Mistreaters.
We love Rita.
Who cannot
Rita.
love Rita Tolman? She's amazing. One of the most naturally talented people, and there are times where I sit there and just my jaw's on the floor. Love Rita.
She's a sweetheart, too.
Yes, kind human being. And then on August 9th, we're going to be part of an event, which actually is a little.
Has that been announced yet?
Yeah, we're going to announce it by the time this episode goes up.
dropping.
So I had mentioned earlier the band Go Gadget Go, who retired after 16 years about a year and a half ago. And great, wonderful guys, big, friends of ours. They are reuniting for one night only as part of Fundraiser 2, which
What is that?
so the Phukovs fast-tracked our first performance 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, because they invited us to play this. Mike Conti, who is a member of the band, and by member I mean he plays the keytar, and by plays
That's awesome.
By plays the keytar I mean holds the keytar and sometimes hits notes, but drinks a lot of beer while he
Looks
does it.
great doing it.
He is a wonderful human being. He's began training as a marathon runner a couple of years ago. Has run the Boston Marathon. Is part of Teddy's team, Teddy Bruschi's fundraising, and they are reuniting for Fundraiser 2. And we will be playing, and a new band called Stacy's Dad will be playing, and then Go Gadget Go will be reuniting for one night only, and that's pretty awesome, and we're glad to be a part of that. So those are the two places you can see us this summer.
That's awesome. And where can everyone find you on the social medias?
Find us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram.
Pornhub.
Yes, by all means.
the Phukovs,
we
right?
see
The
we see
Phukovs.
the spelling here. People sometimes confuse the pronunciation and the spelling, but allow me to assure you, we are the Phukovs.
Phukovs.
Yes. Actually, do you want to sing us out on that?
The Phukovs.
Love it. And for everybody listening, audio only that can't see the screen behind them, that is Phukovs.
And also, if you're listening, we are stunning and all over 6 feet tall.
Generous, especially 6 foot.
And I also just definitely want to say thank you again, Seth, for coming in. And
Thank you.
Yes.
Seth rocks. Pleasure hanging with you.
Thank you,
Pleasure.
Seth.
yes,
It was always an honor. I've been having a blast getting to know these guys. I mean, I feel you guys probably feel the same way that I do, where we can't say enough great things about this show and what you and Chris do. I think it's just awesome
Absolutely.
to highlight out of the let's be real here, everybody. Out of the kindness of their hearts, they do this show. This is their passion project. Do everything you can to spread the word about this show and what these guys are doing and local music in Central Massachusetts. They really deserve all the praise and attention and promotion that they can get.
Big time.
Because it's just an awesome thing. It'd be cool even if it was like they were getting paid a shit ton of money, but they're not.
Right.
So please everyone spread the news about the show and the podcast and the awesome videos and
Yeah.
the fuck-offs.
Eternally
Yeah,
grateful
yeah.
of what you produce for us.
And by extension, if you have not familiarized yourself with the back catalog of episodes of this, please go back and do it. And when you find artists that resonate with you, follow them on social media, go out, support them. I mean, it is the bare minimum, and it means so much. To have people who enjoy the art that you're creating, and there's just so many talented people. If you're looking for a cheat list, this show is your cheat list to local music.
Go and buy him a drink.
Yeah, this show, if for anyone that's interested in what's going on in Massachusetts scenes, this show is like the litmus test for what's happening musically and artistically in the area. So definitely check it out.
Oh, my heart, guys. Thank you so much, and definitely give us a follow. We are on YouTube. We are on all the major streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you find all that. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We now have a TikTok. We are not on that. Come on. We can't all be bad influences here. We now also have a TikTok, so definitely give us a follow there to stay up to date with everything. And your support for us just really supports all of the artists in the area that we're able to get on this show. And with that being said, I think this has been a lot of fun.
It's been awesome. Thank you guys for coming in today.
Thank you.
It was such a blast. I had a great time seeing you perform. And I'm sure everyone else will really enjoy it too.
Awesome.
Yes.
If they're smart, they'll check it out. Yeah.
Yes.
The videos are where it's at.
Pornhub.
No. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.